Hello, YouTube. We have a little more follow-up on yesterday's video, where the day before yesterday, so on Saturday, there was an incident at an Achilles heel tactical class. I posted the video to social. I think everybody's seen it, not just from me sharing it, but the Achilles heel tactical, the group or the instructor where this actually had a discharge from a SIG 320 in their class. Uh, they posted it. It got, I think, tens of thousands of shares. A lot of people have seen it at this point. Uh, they've now responded, given a little more information. If you see the video, it's a little bit, to me, it was a little bit funny, but I could see how people thought it was a little strange. Just the brief snippet they got was there's the instructors talking, and then there's the discharge over here. And then the instructor is like immediately, it's like, is that a SIG 320 or is that 320? And I think he realized pretty quickly, or he believed pretty quickly, that the student wasn't injured. So then he was like mad. He's like, give me that 320 and get that thing off my range. Like he unloads it, and he was pretty mad. Um, that didn't offend me, by the way. Like I would be mad too, just because you don't want anyone to get hurt in your class, obviously. And this like when you have a close call like that, it's just like, yes, I understand why he was mad, but I also understand why people didn't like that reaction where he wasn't immediately, it wasn't first like, hey, are you okay? Then now get this thing off. Yeah, I understand. So, Achilles heel tactical, they took a little bit of shit for the response, but to me it was so like it looked like a setup because it was so good. Like you'd think it like that can't be real. Where the guy immediately keys like, is that a SIG 320 that had just gone off, and then he just unloads the gun and tell him to get it off the range. Like if it was a setup, it would have been like too good because people wouldn't have believed it. But yeah. Anyway, they've now replied, putting up a video explaining a little bit of the context to that stuff, but also explaining like, hey, they you know there's a problem with those guns. They for sure have banned those from their future classes. So I thought that was a really interesting video and follow up. Again, like I see why people didn't like the way that Rick spoke right after that, but also like I understand why he was really mad. I would have been pretty mad too. Let's go through some of the comments on their video, then we'll go through some of your comments. All right, I attended this class the day this happened and was on the line. The entire line was holstered, including that P320 when it happened. As a firearms instructor for Ellie himself, Rick did just fine, and how I would have handled it, he immediately removed the issue, in this case the P320, from the range. He then had Shane, the other instructor, walk to the student and do a complete assessment of him, down to making him remove his boot to make sure he was physically good. Okay, so I mean, we didn't see all that on camera, but they did look after the guy. Some of the comments on there were awesome, like this one. Sounds like clout chasing. I do believe there's inherent design flaws with the P320, but without negligence, do not believe that gun discharged on its own. So, I mean, that's fine. I mean, a lot of people are not going to believe this stuff, but at this point, I would say they're like not looking for information or not contending with reality when they do find it. I was directly to the right of KP Jones 47, some other guy, at the time of the P320 ND. At no point during the incident was his hand coming in contact with the firearm. While Rick was briefing his previous run, this incident occurred merely 2 feet from me. So we have a lot of, I mean, I assume this is credible. This is what all of the guys that were there are saying, is that no, he wasn't touching his gun. It just went off. Here's some of the people that are upset. No, the response was out of order. A verbal, is everyone okay, should have been the first words. You focused just on the person whose gun went off and assumed no one was potentially hit. If you have ever been shot before, you know there's a moment of shock, so your aide should have eyeballed everyone immediately, regardless if he appeared okay. Ensuring everyone leaves how they came is always the first priority. Blasting the brand can occur later. Is like, okay, understandable. All right, another one. User error, mechanically impossible. People make the mistakes. Be humble. Be humble, Rick. Uh, Again, there's going to be lots of doubters, no matter what. But at this point, I don't think they're contending with reality, like just with the volume of these types of stories and incidents. Okay, let's go to the comments on my video discussing this. Top comment. I'm Achilles Heel Tactical Media Director. This is Rick's guy. Okay. And the one who filmed this. It was an X5 FCU and Gray Guns trigger and slide. Oh, we got to shit on Bruce Gray. He's out there trying to kill people with these fucked up triggers. All right, I also exclusively shoot P320s and have for 5+ years. I am now switching after seeing this firsthand and realizing it was not user error and the gun wasn't touched at all. Okay. Yeah. Another comment. It NDs today. Whoa, good one. I'm glad this all ended. I feel much safer. Marketing 101. Any publicity is good publicity. SIG. Yeah, that theory, it ends today. Apparently SIG didn't get the email that it ended last week. Man, sorting these by the number of likes on the comments, I can really see what my audience likes. They really like shitting on SIG. SIG is doing their part to bring Israeli carry back. If you don't know what that is, that's where the magazine's in the gun, but there's no round in the chamber. Appendix carry and the 320 might be the biggest gamble since Operation Overlord. That's amazing. All right, glad the guy's okay. Yeah, like super lucky, honestly. Like it's really good that the guy didn't get hurt, and no one got hurt actually. That's very good. All right, Safariland now offers add-on bullet trap for their 320 holsters. Pretty sure that's not true, but it's not a bad idea. That pistol needs to become the most famous SIG on the internet. It needs to have extensive on-video testing done on it. Yeah, I think a lot of people would be curious about that, to see what all they could recreate and all of that. Replies to that, no joke, it needs to be inspected, analyzed by an independent party and not be returned to SIG. Yeah, for sure. We'll never get anywhere in understanding how this happens if SIG just takes them all and sweeps it under the rug, like what happened with Gungus's. Yeah. I mean, it's a good point. Like, do you trust anything SIG's saying? Like, I don't. They just don't seem that credible. It's like, I don't like, my starting point is I really don't believe what they say at this point. It's just like, whatever. I bet the guy with the 320 Legion was one of those on the interwebs ranting about how his SIG P320 is perfect and he shoots it all the time and nothing's happened. It ends today. Yeah, I mean, it is interesting when, and this is not limited to SIGs, but when you're discussing like, I mean, I could discuss my experience with a product. Like, I bought this gun and this is what happened when I shot it. Shot it X number of rounds. This is what I experienced. And people will like argue with the experience. They're like, well, you got to consider, like, I have mine and I shot this many rounds and I've never seen anything like that. And it's like, great, great. Good for you. I'm happy for you. I'm just telling you what happened when I used the gun. All right. I went to purchase my first firearm last week. Range owner suggested I try a few: Glock, HK, Smith & Wesson, and SIG. Out of all of them, I did pretty well with the SIG, and I liked it. Told the guys at the store I liked the 320. They looked at me and said, "You know those shoot on your own, right?" Ended up with a Glock 47. Good man. That'll serve you well, sir. LOL, Bay Area police departments are banning P320s from their ranges. That means no qualifications. Then SIG has the nerve to treat department armorers who ask questions badly. Worse, LE were the primary buyers of P320s at my local gun store. Now there are no P320 sales, and they have a large inventory they cannot sell. The result is that SIG delisted the store as primary LE dealer, whatever the program is called. SIG is being very foolish. Yeah, foolish. That's one word. I mean, I think maybe a little bit desperate. Like, they're not handling this very well. The craziest thing is that people claim the 365 is safe or their M400 is safe. Why is anyone trusting anything from SIG? I literally don't trust that my Romeo 5 won't spontaneously combust and burn my house down. Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, I don't have any specific reason to think the 365 is bad, but I don't really, like, I'm not sure I trust that it's good. You know what I mean? All right, in a world full of options, why even bother? That's a great question, because you know you have a bunch of other options that are all probably at least okay. Also, I hope the procurement officer in charge of the M17 trials is watching all of this. I hope his pillow is warm every night. Sig said it's impossible. I don't understand. This changes everything. Is Santa real? Is the earth flat? Is up actually down? I got to reevaluate my life. Oh. Ben, the holster pop was clearly user error. Everyone knows the P320 goes off in holsters, so this poor sucker leaves his 320 in his holster completely unsupervised. He practically made this happen. Thanks for continuing coverage on this issue. My 2021 P320 does not pass the striker test, by the way. Ooh. Yeah, that's not too good, I think. I would be a little bit nervous about that one. I see the comment where the AHT media director said he filmed it and that it was a Gray Guns trigger and slide, which is amazing as Bruce has come out so prominently regarding all they do guarantee safety and the checks they've done on the 320 to do the same. Yeah, I mean, but I think Bruce has been pretty much beclowned at this point. Like, it's hard to say. I've used the guy's service and like the service was really good for me, but at the same time, it's like I don't believe anything the guy says. Like I just don't. And some of the products, some of the parts that they sell, I really like. But again, I don't believe anything the guy says. All right. Well, that's it, folks. There's your SIG update for the day.